In this live podcast, we're going to immerse ourselves fully into one of the most fascinating concepts regarding human experience in this lifetime through our nerve system, through connection and relations. And for today, I'm so happy to invite for opening the first container, the live with the Water Doulas. Um, hmm. It's a great pleasure to open this first episode with welcoming this amazing women that's been so inspirational for me in the last decade. For me, their work carries a very special meeting point between two ancient territories of all the human experience: water and birth. The water doulas are birth keepers, therapists, educators, women, and mother who have dedicated many years to accompanying women and families through pregnancies, birth, and postpartum, both on land and in the water. Their journey as water doulas began in Portugal in 2017 when our friend opened the Majestic Liquid Zone, when they started weaving together aquatic bodywork and doula care, exploring how water can become an ally during the profound transitions of pregnancy and birth. Over the years, they also became pioneers in educating others about this relationship between water and pregnancy, the body and birth, and bringing aquatic practices into the world of birth keepers, while bringing the wisdom of birth keeping into the world of aquatic practitioners. One of their particularity and beautiful contribution have been their exploration of the what is called rebozo and the fabrics in the water. Inspired by the ancestral use of the fabrics by traditional midwives and birth keepers, they began exploring what happens when the ancient language of wrapping, supporting, and containing the body enters the aquatic environment. The fabric become an extension of the hands, water becomes part of the holding, and together they can create something almost womb like, a living container which the body can rest, move, surrender, and remember. And behind all of this are women who are themselves mothers, carrying not only professional knowledge, but lived experience of motherhood, care, transformation, and the continuous practice of holding and being held. So today I would love to meet them through their particular doorways of the container. Speaking about the womb as our first container, the woman containing other lives, the birth keeper containing the women and the family, the rebozo that containing the body, and the water that containing all of us. And perhaps underneath all of these layers, the questions of how we learn to contain ourselves while holding space for others. So I want to together today with Marjorie and Lolo and welcoming to this container. And I'm very happy to have you here.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Welcome. Not containing some tears. Oops. After this presentation. Thank you. Beautiful. Meaningful for us. No, it's almost 10 years shaping this these containers. It's true. These jars, boom jars.
Yeah, keep on adapting also and connecting to the shape shifting field that seems to be in a world where everything is, yeah, everything is in change. I would like to immerse together into some of our questions, and I'm really curious to hear how do you relate to working in the warm water environment in the birth field? You did a big, you did already a big process in the land, and then you moved into the water, and yeah, I'm sure that you have beautiful things to say. So I would like to invite you to share.
Yeah, I think that is in both field, it's a big part of our work is really relate this environment and this field and the attitude that is requested into this experience as a holder and also as a receiver. There is this. It's a call of availability and where the vulnerability, the depth of the experience, it brings something, no?
The depth of the experience in the birth field and in the water field that we compare a lot the qualities of each field.
The attitude for the as a facilitator, as a holder, it's something that we clear understand, but also this vulnerability, this surrender requests, for those who are experiencing in first hand, in first person, the the experience. No, they are both full sensorial experiences, and the birth. No, we are fully requested to be present, to be engaged, while the hormones are modulating this phase and bringing. And and we see how it it's similar in the water when we have less gravity, when we are in the horizontality by the buoyancy of the water brings us supporting. We have to decrease control. What else?
I think is in both field what we realize is that there is for sure a space of a possibility of diving in, request of diving in, a request to surrender. And so when we look at both fields next to each other, we again to resume is that there is requirements that are similar.
And there is a big fear related to both. It's this fear of death. It's something that also comes together with the surrender, with this availability, this I know,
being able to go into the unknown and to surface the fears. And we would find this in the birth field, and we find this in the water.
The water as experience, and the water as being available to be conducive, smooth, shape with the water, and that's especially warm water. Warm water brings this quality, the regular temperature, body temperature, muscle release, tension release.
And they're both full sensorial experiences that request a lot from the body, that request an engagement from the body.
And trust.
And for these,
trust the process, that both requires this.
Both requires the trust, requires to in order to dive in both ways, in the birth world or in the birth field or in the water, in order to dive in, then the question is, what do you need? What do we need to do in order for the person to be able to dive in? And as people going through the experience, what is our necessities? What is our necessities? And most of the time, it's about the field. Actually, the container is what contains the field, and this is it's the first shape that we are required to offer as doulas.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the perception, this well-being perception during the pregnancy or out of the pregnancy also, because it's this, when I say at the beginning, our mother womb was our first container. So there's also water naturally invokes warm water, calls this
And
nature.
And I think what we try to do is during the pregnancy, or even for people in general, is to create in warm water sensations, feelings, bringing this also this well-being of this need of contact and care that can be carried through the experience of birth, but not only of birth, of like uh, strong moments in life, no? And then you can recall, you can go back to these memories, these imprints that the water gives. There's a direct um, there is a direct connection that creates imprints in the body that will then support the woman or the family or anybody through outside when they go back on land. So yeah, this is the things that we take care of. We try to look at the person in birth and in the water, considering all of this sensibility.
And we bring this as an attitude. No, it's not. We don't call any. We don't. It's not a rebirthing experience. It's not something that necessarily need to be related and explained as related. But we see, you know, how they are connected as an attitude.
Yeah, an attitude of caring and realizing all of these layers. Does that make sense?
It does. It's there is a question that comes to me that when I'm hearing when I'm hearing you sharing, there is a question that comes to me. Also, it's a good invitation for a little bit stronger speaking. Like it seems that the sound is a little bit low.
Okay.
But a question that comes to me, you know, I feel that the concept of a container becomes more efficient and more useful when there is a clear, because it's made of clear boundaries. When there is a container that have a clear boundaries, what it contain cannot go out of the container. And I can only imagine that in the powerful work that you're doing with women, in this process that is also filled with a lot of joy and a lot of fear and happiness and questions and needs and doubts. There is something about the quality of creating a container that have a clear shape and also clear boundaries that makes a very big difference with the experience that you can offer. Um, so I would like to hear from you a little bit about this quality of how can I set the right environment and the right boundaries for this very special experience to occur.
Um, there's many containers in those spaces. And what Marge was saying about the posture, I think the state of mind is already one container, um, almost like the most invisible one, and the wider one. Um, and for this one to exist, I feel that it's a connection to something much bigger than what is happening in front of us. It's like the much wider, I would say, universal container that we try to connect with, or I try to connect with anyways. I think it naturally comes to you. But there is this wider container that we try to tap in, no, as like a first container. And this one has unlimited shape, but also infinite, you know.
We say it's a fluid container.
And then
It is.
and then within this is because we don't
Continuum container.
continuum container, fluid container, because in a way the limits are always changing, no, like it's like a live membrane, and our limits are constantly moving. So in a way, that's why we call it a fluid container, because it's there, we are here, but we are here with what is in. No, breathing in will expand, breathing out will, it's so sensitive what is inside. And from one moment to another, you will not cope the contractions in the same way. You will not relate to water in the same way. It's very, it's very fragile in a way. It's also mysterious, and it's so beautiful.
And it, again, no, related. It's many layers happening at the same time. No, the water support us in this creation. We can be in the body, and we can travel into infinite possibilities, and they happen at the same time and together.
Yeah, it's like in the artistic field, in somatic field, like yeah, there is this co-creation that we are co-creating with what is there. So the container has to have this availability to change its shape according to the necessities that is
with the
there.
rhythms that are changing, with the different landscapes and images that the body is crossing and living and transparent to us.
Yeah. And going back to the question earlier from the rhythm part, I think is interesting because with the contractions, that's what Marge was saying, is like there's a rhythm that and the continuum that makes that then it comes and it comes again and it comes again and it comes again and it comes again and it comes again. And at some point you can only surrender, or at least the invitation is there. And maybe there is a similar thing with the continuity of the water and the movement and the possibility there as well. It's how can we slowly and slowly and slowly reveal, slowly allow, slowly be more available,
more comfortable, more confident,
for the existing that wants to appear to take its place.
More curious to go. No, it's usually an explanation for underwater work. No, like these waves. These waves are contraction. No, they're progressive, and the body is less reactive and more integrated into.
The limits are changing again. The what you can take on, what you can be with, modifies throughout the time. We take something we take care a lot of is this the person's rhythm, because everybody will have a different one.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Your ability to be water yourself and to kind of like readapt each time to different containers or kind of like different spaces of different women and different families, that I'm sure that having, yeah, each time completely different necessities. Yet
And at the same
I'm sure
time,
that one thing that is weaving all of them is that also the need for safety from the container that you are providing within all of this unknown that for many in our society today can be also intimidating.
yeah, is this.
Yeah, we are understanding this as this place, this trustable contact.
Point of return is like this fixed point of return.
Point to rest, place to rest.
In the birth, or is this like in the big contraction, or when you come back and you have somebody that is there, there, and it's really there.
Somebody or something,
or something. Yeah, can be also relating to an object or to
an eye contact,
a touch, like
presence,
a breath. And I think it's in the water is the same. No, you go in the journey because you know that you have this point to return, and that's what we have to be. As this is also part of the containing the space with being an anchor point.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that sounds
To give
really
trust.
meaningful. Yeah, that sounds really meaningful that you can keep on providing it years and years for many women and families. I wonder because you also had your personal experience and maybe you want to share something personal about for you while you were going through the last stages of your pregnancy and the birth, what was really containing you and giving you that sense of, I'm sure that there was something particular for you as mothers.
I think there is not something, but some things, many
Some
things.
things. Okay, okay.
It's an experience that it modulates through the time. So maybe there is an early stage where you need anchor, or you need to feel that no contact, to be in contact with the self. And then for
Mm-hmm.
sure, there other moments that there is this fear of the death that comes naturally into the crossing, the passage of birth experience, that you need this stressful point to return. Sometimes you are so high, so with influenced by these hormones and this conscious openness that you need something like touching your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we need to support to return to the body, and in many times water make this amazingly, make this relax the body, touch the body.
I think as well, like there, what comes to me is the importance of being held. And I think for me during the pregnancy, especially because it was difficult with my daughter's father, I really needed to be held. It was so important for me. And anytime I would go in
Be
the
heard.
water with so many friends, no, like other water therapists, or even like
Yourself, no?
myself, yeah, or just being there, feeling held by the water, feeling held by the people. It was this feeling that we called up what we do. We also say that in a way it's a restorative practice calling for belonging. And I think this is a place where I could go home. No, I felt held. I could rest. I could switch off everything, and I could just be with my baby, feeling held by.
You can lie on your belly in the water
So
and
good.
feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
It's such amazing.
So yeah, I think with the time it's becoming a lie, and we say that a lot. Like water becomes your life from the pregnancy. Then all of the things again, this becomes part of our vocabulary inside, and
Yes.
during birth, and then we can recall, we can go back there, and even after during postpartum,
The
it carries.
expansion that the water brings to the movement, it teaches you for the birth. No, this water experience during pregnancy, through pregnancy, in this possibility to be there and to understand how the body moves, understand how subtle movements realign everything. No, we really believe, and we had the experience how helpful it is as an experience, as a tool for the liver, for the baby to deal with the tension, with the contractions, with the fears, with the intensity of labor. And then it's hard to name in one quality because there are many, and they all make pieces to this contain. And as we were start this question, they are very live and shaped by the moment and the circumstance. But the necessity to be held, it's something that we saw, we experience in our personal experience, and we see every day with 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 people, with the women, and not only again, because there are many ways to give birth. That's not to a child.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe it's also a couple need to be held. A relationship needs some point of support.
Or some transition in life that need to be addressed in the same way. No, this is this is a dual quality also. No, to hold.
There is a sentence from Francesca Arnold in her book that is called Cultivating a Doula Heart that stays one of our mantras, I guess. She says, "It's more than I feel you. It's more than I understand you. It is I am honoring what you're feeling."
Hmm. Hmm. Beautiful.
And this holding, it's a compassion state. It's that not necessary. I put my place my hands on you.
Yeah, don't try to fix something for you. I give a support so that within you can organize yourself. You can find your boundaries, find your limits, find yourself.
Hmm. Oh, that's so beautiful. That leads me to the next question that I want to bring, but I still want to acknowledge and wrap some of the beautiful things that you were saying about how the water really allows the pregnant women to be weightless for some time, to be completely contained, to be free from the weight that she's carrying physically and mentally through the long stages of the pregnancy. And lie on her belly or lie on her side and really feeling kind of like that finally there is all this freedom in the body that is, it's so important to have that memory, kind of like reawakening that memory of, okay, I'm here and I'm comfortable and I'm taken care of and
And I'm
I'm
autonomous, because there's so much outside information coming and advices and ways to be, and there is like, wow,
I am allowed
I'm allowed, yeah,
to.
to go with listen my inner movements, like it helps embodying pregnancy for sure.
mm,
Many years, not physically,
ways.
mentally.
In many ways. And it's the feedback we always get, even just for one collective class. The women says that it creates a big difference in the way they relate to their pregnancy.
hmm. Yeah, and it's so important to be able to touch all these layers, right? Because we cannot just bring the physical body and completely ignore the emotional and relational. And especially in this big portal where the whole relational field is kind of like rewriting itself, right? I hear from many young mothers how they can relate differently to their parents or to their mothers and their fathers and their grandparents differently after having the birth experience. I can say as a father as well that the entering into fatherhood also reshaping the way that you perceive your caretakers beforehand, and before because of that reshaping of the perception of the caregivers, there is also a lot of things that might come up to the surface, which I guess that can trigger the need to be held both by the woman and by the men and by the couple, because all of them, each one is going through his own family constellation transition, right? Of
Yes, and
being
memory,
a child.
this
You were
body
saying,
memory.
yeah, yeah. So that's very present.
It comes on. It's a common point during the pregnancy. Is this no? Because I think people want to feel connected, to connect, to relate, to relax, to have beautiful experience, and it's not linear. It's not always beautiful experiences. It's not amazing to enlarge your body and be the container to someone else. Can be incredible, but also can be painful. Can bring a lot of discomfort. Can awake a lot of not comfortable memories or a lack of something. And I think I see the water as a balm. Uh, that is really this, especially this reaction of the warm water that enlarge the possibilities, that hold the this new shape that's for some, for many, I would say it's very uncomfortable to deal with so much weight. Oh, and also with the other change that comes together. Usually mothers carry some guilty to do not connect enough, do not do enough, have enough time for the pregnancy, And these moments in the water, no, again with these qualities of the water that create another timing in space, no, this new environment, this new rhythm allows the person, because it's touching, it's coming, no, you were held by the water, no, at the end we are, and then it releases something, an open space, you know, that is a beautiful, important quality into birth preparation, is only about creating space, enlarging space. And this space is also, yes, it's now it's relational, it's bodily, it's a new possibility.
Yeah, new ways to relate.
Connect.
Gives other options of ways to relate.
Well, like what you were saying before about the sense of feeling contained, of also for your students that come for your teachings. We'll drop in a moment a little bit more into that. But I would like to invite you to speak about, you brought this tradition from Mexico of the rebozo that can really physically wrap and hold and support and create boundaries around the body. And beyond its practical use, what does the rebozo really represent to you as a form of container? And maybe you want to share with us also a little bit of the history or the story of kind of like how that special fabrics that have been woven in this very special way in Mexico. How did it came to you to bring it into the water, and kind of like share with us some of those moments when this thing started, and um, today already been diffused into so many waters around the world.
I guess first of all, the art of wrapping is a universal. It's it carries in many cultures. Um, it's an art. It's we call it as well en français l'art de rassembler, the art of bringing things together. And
Usually babies.
It's usually
And children. Yeah.
And then it is also known as a symbol of traditional midwifery all over South America, but you can also find it in other cultures, and actually even in France, for example,
Hmm.
during
Also here in
postpartum.
Thailand, by the way, Thailand
Yeah,
and China, I
it's
see it very
everywhere.
present.
Very
Yeah,
African.
and it's and so I guess because rebozo as a word, which actually means shell, and it's also the act of wrapping. It's it's inspiring for us because we've been using it a lot on land, and knowing what it can offer as a support for prenatal birth and postpartum care, but also beyond. Um, it's something that's been part of our lives for quite a long time, and it naturally just. I just remember that day when we were at the pool at the liquid zone, and there was this fabric on the side, and you looked at me and you said, "Pass me the rebozo." And then actually and then we grabbed this fabric and we put it in the water, and that was it. And
Mm.
and some of the movements first maybe were close to what we could see on land, but very rapidly we understood that, yeah, the fabric that we were using at the time is maybe closer to the aerial
Sari.
yoga and sari,
And I
and
think it was kind
it
of
was a
sari.
sari. It was a
Yeah.
sari. So it was not the actual rebozo, because the rebozo, they can be made in a certain way. The way they are weaved is to be very, very solid. And this, yeah, that we can see in the photo. Now it's a different type of fabric, that a different membrane.
Also with other reference together that we kept this idea of the rebozo. It's like honoring this women, this
The women.
midwifery tradition, but also now stretch the fabric. It also reduce the space, and show the body, give chance to the body to feel again the borders, the contours, So it's a lot of reference in other things like this
Aerial yoga,
surface, fabric,
and even just the fact that
the dress,
the dresses, or go to bed and put the cover on it. A lot of the time when we start our courses, we start by putting people to lay down and just cover them on land, And this is also
and it's about stimuli. With this, it's beautiful. Nice in Thailand. I think first time I went to Thailand, come from Brazil to Thailand, I saw people going to the sea, full dress. Big contrast from the Brazilian small bikinis. Then you go to, and I went dressed in the sea, and I felt like safe. Also regulate the temperature and regulate the stimuli. Now, in a way, instead of related to something different, like less exposed, but this less exposure brought a different safety feeling to the body. Is this feeling when in the middle of the night you cover your body again, or when you go there and cover the child and they relax.
Yeah, and there is also all the death side. That is, covering like a sarcophage, that's also very strong.
Right.
Redefine the borders, Beautiful.
Redefining the borders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, defining this comfort zone, reducing the space around, unifying the body, concentrating.
Yes, call the tension again.
Yeah.
This is a nice feedback people bring from the fabric, at how much this call for embodiment again. Like it's okay. I'm understanding the water. I'm understanding the qualities that I float. I understand this viscosity of the water, and suddenly when I have a fabric, I understand more. I understand again. I remember that my pelvis has a weight. I understand that I can place my head, and this is also what the Rebozo does on land.
Yeah,
we wrap the body parts. We hold in the pregnancy. There's a lot of this shaking on the birth. Shake the body. So this is to bring water to the body.
And you
makes
talk
sense.
a lot about this, so it's supporting a greater surrender, because we have less vigilance and less fear of collapsing.
Yeah, this proximity that we were talking about at the beginning, this hold quality, this sustain, that okay, it's less, we see them and we see people dancing in the dance floor, like we put, once you understand, you are not scared, because you understand a bit that you go into this small area. So
what we call
collapses,
What we call the dance floor is when the fabric is very stretched and there is people around, and to give this time for the person inside. If when we are around we stop moving completely and really give the time of the person to contact the fabric and to feel this
and contact this fear to let go without collapse, to really I can release and I can release more
and even more if it's not moving too much around.
And now in gesture start,
and then from there emerge the inner movement, the authentic movements, But if it moves too much around, you keep on having to reorganize yourself with the proposition that is given to you. And it moves so much. So sometimes it's good to move because it's fun, it's playful.
Stagnated.
But we really invite to sometimes, stop moving. No, completely. Let the person feel. And
And to touch this fear, no, that we have fears to let go, no, we have fears to collapse, no, if we are dealing with the gravity. If I'm not holding, I fall. So this time that Lolo was saying, this time that we take, like stretching, not moving, letting the water touch and vibrate, somehow mixing the inner water, mixing the cellular waters, mixing the fluidity of the body tissues. And then the body starts to understand, no?
I can relax.
I can release it. I'm not under the gravity. I can. And this brings some, yes, it's
Yeah, it's
very
amazing.
strong experience.
It's amazing. And it can bring memories, it can create new memories as well. That's what I love. Sometimes I go back like so many times since so many years.
We still,
new-
mesmerized by the experience.
Still new things, new feelings, new possibilities. It's unbelievable. I don't know
Yeah,
many
like
other
this
places.
photo is amazing.
Yeah, that I can feel this.
It adds the quality of being the center, of being seen.
Being seen, yeah. It's being seen, being supported.
Yeah, that is support and this touch, this being held not by physical hands or body, but there is this interface, this something between us, supporting the body. That is also very beautiful. It's non-personal.
It's not personal.
That's why we don't relate to something specific, because you can go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Hands can awaken different memories that we have with them, right? That we got enough, we didn't got enough. But when we're working with the fabric, it becomes that shift between the personal to the transpersonal. And the fabric can be so many things. And also it's not limited just for the shape that he has, because it can wrap everything around and even have extra to wrap more if needed.
The shape is the person that is receiving. It's not the mind and everything that comes together is same with the hands or the arms or the body, the presence. There is a little space in between. So that we like to call this fabric as membrane also. We've been working a lot on this, know how to call this rebozo, water rebozo. We bring the idea of the membrane.
Yeah.
I love this concept as a membrane.
It serves her that is inside and serves me as outside. It relates to both environments, both impossibilities.
Yes.
You talk as well about permeability, no? This permeability of the fabric as well. The in and the out, and how it creates this place where you can it gives a very soft in the water and gentle way of feeling your own boundaries as well. Your in and your out.
And play with the contrast.
And play with the contrast.
Contract, expand. It moves fast, different than on land that we need time to change position. In the water, we move the fabric and you can create something else if it's needed, or if I recognize a different need. I come from the feet to the head. I come to the close to the open.
I love it. It's really connecting also the primordial memories of every baby that was wrapped in the beginning, and you feel that safety and security that is installed somewhere in the cellular memory that you have, and then kind of like connecting the past, the present.
And give to adults the chance to have this feeling, because many has a lack of this belonging in the first childhood. So it is a beautiful chance, to be an adult fully wrapped as a baby.
I agree. I don't, from my point of view, I don't get a chance to work as much with pregnancy as you ladies do. I can share. I got 9 years ago when I met Marjorie in Portugal. She gifted me one of the fabrics, and and I started to travel with it. It's very easy also as a tool to pack. It's very small and it's very easy to travel with. So I started immediately to see what kind of world can it actually allow to happen, and I noticed for grown-ups, men as women, the deep effect that this sense of being very contained, very wrapped, very um yeah, the sense of being wrapped and held in a very tight container, something that can really touch different parts and awaken certain memory of the nerve system that is really primordial.
I want to
um,
share with you the feedback of the on this note exactly of one of the women that came to the last immersion we just did.
Please do.
Uh, she's called Milena, and she comes from Body Mind Centering.
Hmm.
She's been that journey for a very long time. She's an amazing therapist, and she was saying that when she was in the fabric was really long on the side. We were holding it. It was crossing the whole pool, and she had her neck against it. And she said that she could feel her vagal nerve, like if it was expanding into the fabric and connecting to everything and everybody that was touching the fabric. And so, what I found really amazing there is that there is, you can leave many things with the fabric, many memories. So it's for the birth field, but it's also for dancers, researchers, research, for like a therapist, like trauma. Like there's so many ways of using the fabric on land and in the water, and I think I want to really honor this journey of the fabric as a tool offering itself as this support for people to explore and experience and touch places that it's difficult to touch without this.
Well, it's very deep words, and I can so agree because I have the honor to take it with me to a few different countries, and wherever it arrived, it really became like an imprint of the practice. And I saw already people. I just visited Bali last month, and I met this group of dancers that they already have by the pool always many fabrics for usage. Um, Also for us, the fabrics really allows a specific connection to the deeper fascia of the body that I couldn't really reach before that. Something about that extension, something about really wrapping and allowing the extension of the skin to be touched because of the fabric, and it's mesmerizing. We have some noises in the background. I hope that great. Yeah, so I'm really touched. I feel that by now the amount of people that were touched by the fabrics around the world and in the water it's very hard to count. And I remember when we were starting, each time it was really important for me, as I one of my personal values is always to honor the teachers and honor the founders. So always, whenever there were pictures related to work with fabrics in the water, always, kind of like mentioning the water doulas and giving space for that birth initiation of both of you ladies to bring the fabrics into the water and to bring this recognition of this beautiful tool that can really touch, as you said, can touch somatics, birth, deeper fascia work with trauma, and so much. I feel that we are still just in the threshold of of the findings that this work with the fabrics can be. And I want to thank both of you so much, from the depths of my heart personally, for the opening, that kind of like the expansion, the almost opening the veil that came through this work with the fabric eventually to my personal work in the water. And it seems that through that I see like many people that were touched. As you said, it's a membrane, and that membrane create extension that goes beyond. And it really seems that you manage somehow with those fabrics to go beyond just who you touch, and to touch so many other people in that extension. And it's remarkable. It's really extraordinary. Um,
I love what you say. Thank you so much for your words. They're
I don't hear you very well. If you can be
I
closer to the microphone.
and so in a way, through the practice itself, it weaves.
We don't hear you very well. If you can speak a little bit louder or get the microphone closer. It's
Can you hear us well? We're just wondering because we were moving a bit the sound there. You can hear
there
good
we
or not?
go. Now I hear better. Yes.
Okay, good.
But we're sharing, Lolo. It was
Do you want me to repeat?
yes, please.
Yeah, I was just saying that the fabric in itself it comes from weaving, no? And so it's nice that it's weaving practices, it's weaving people, and just yeah, thank you for the opportunity for reflecting on this again and being able to yeah to honor the journey. It's there's still so much to explore with it.
Hmm.
Something very beautiful with how it suits different practice and different contexts.
Yeah.
Because it's a possibility. You can bring people. It connects people.
Connects people.
So it really no, we are holding the same piece. So it's in what we can see something that we cannot see through the transparency of the water. So it brings a solid. A material, a different material to the water experience, and it connects people, and we can see this, and we can feel it through the stretch, and it fits very different practice now that at the end many are calling for.
There is a friend that
Just belonging.
Anik in Belgium that works a lot with people with necessities and Down syndrome, and apparently the kids in the water they love the fabric,
I love it.
love it.
Mhm.
Hmm. Wow, so beautiful. Yeah, I feel that kind of like giving me the excitement to do more. Yeah, meeting and exploration in the water with the fabrics as we did. I'm kind of like having this last memory of giving a session together with Marjorie in Portugal to Joanna in the liquid zone just before we left last time. It was really amazing how yeah the it really seems, as you said, that the options and the
And the format,
what it can still evolve into, with different textures and different viscosities, and even the colors that gives this different chromotherapy or the associations. um wow, I see as time flies by. I would like to offer to you
can
ladies
and
another.
comments add something, no? That the fabric it's support this collective in a collective journeys in a special way, but also to working with two working with one. No, and one, it's so no multiple uses and multiple possibilities, multiple ways to create containers, different containers, with the texture of the fabric, the number of people that are holding, very helpful for natural waters also, no? When you are in a big landscape and it creates also a limit, define an area.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, well, and by that, yeah, totally also honoring the, yeah, honoring this extension, kind of like this extension membrane that eventually, I feel that in a way you manage to support um, the community through giving birth to this extra accessory that somehow didn't exist in all these years and became such a fascinating tool for investigation and exploration and laboratories and really to feel ourselves in a new way, to really to feel ourselves in a new way, to be able also to support others and to have that recall of others. I love it. I love it, and I really thank you a lot for that. I'm I mean, super fascinated to hear from you, ladies, about how is it to hold another person so deeply, and how important is the ability to contain yourself. You know, it's kind of like the quality of the container. Um, what have you learned about staying present with your own emotions and fear and impulses while accompanying other women through intense birth processes? And if you feel that there is a moment that it's important to stop holding, because of course each one have their own relationships to holding, can be supportive and it can also be triggering. And how do you recognize this transition from supporting and containing someone and allowing her movement to be in her own power? It's a big question, but
No, it's okay. Um, we we talk about the context and the beliefs. So first we come with our context and belief. Like my mom was a rebirther. Like I did rebirth when I was like 12 years old. So
mm,
I can dive into that direction in a very like simple way. No, it's a language that I embody. You know, I understand and I love. That's me. So
hmm,
I will for sure have this more available. Um, then I have beliefs around this, and then I have beliefs about what a pregnancy can be, you know. Um, and so this, yeah, from this context, these beliefs, I will probably act or hold space in a certain way, and that's what makes us all different. No, we will be different containers, but then from what we started with, I try as much as possible. We try to disconnect with all of this. And I think the one thing I've loved working with Marge that she's been repeating all the time is don't interpret. Do not
interpret.
interpret what's going
Yeah.
on. No interpretation. And so I
It's such a
really try.
tendency, right, to give interpretation to what we know, what we think that
Yeah,
seems from the facial expression or the physical expression or the emotion.
yes, it's this. So I've learned a lot from being with her and in this way of not interpreting and leaving space for stories to unfold. Let stories unfold. We talk about the protagonist, and it's a reminder of us to be there, available to listen to their stories with their context and beliefs. And this also can change from one moment to another.
Like me, Noah, he's sitting and I need to change all the time.
Yeah,
Stop.
we different rhythms, different ways to relate, different ways, and I
And you
think
need to understand yours.
you need to understand yours, your availability. You talk a lot about that very often. How available am I or not today? Um, yeah, understand yours, understand theirs, and I think in a doula perspective is a real non-judgmental place. Stay neutral in a way. And I think it's this idea of not interpreting and staying as neutral as possible, but
Able to respond, no?
able to respond.
We
And you're
need
gonna say
to
that.
be fast
In responding.
in responding, not reacting, but in a way responding. No? So that we don't know
Mm.
when it's good to close or good to open.
But it's not fast in the movement, it's fast in understanding what is next to come. It's not rushing the movement, it's just knowing that you have to be fast in knowing what direction you need to take now in order for the person to keep feeling safe and feeling heard. And I think this is the art, no? This is the place where it's a big learning every day, no? And we get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
It happens many times, no? And then, but what do you do when you get it wrong? Is the thing. If you know
Oh.
you've been too far with somebody, what do you do from there?
Well,
And
so please
that's
share with
strong.
us. Maybe you can offer also to the people that listen, kind of like a little bit tip from the pros, like because we are humans, and sometimes we're not available enough, and perhaps there is a good way to communicate to our clients when we are not available enough, and perhaps there is a way also to take responsibility in the right way that keep the boundaries healthy
Yeah.
and also keep the communication space alive.
Yeah, I can give you an example. Go ahead, and then I give the example.
Yeah, and this subtle communication that is to
Mm-hmm.
and it's again relate the water and the birth field, because you don't know what's going on, what's next. No, there is not a sequence. There is a understanding of the phase of the progress, what is natural, normal, used to happen, but with a lot of variation. And the presence is the same. No, we're back to the beginning of the conversation. No, it's a lot about how we relate to this field and the presence that is required to act or
non-act
in this field.
Yeah, I can give an example of where I got it wrong, or well, it was very interesting. So we were showing how to go underwater with the fabric, and it was with a student that I hadn't worked with so much, and so I didn't take the time to understand her context because I was just in a exercise showing the exercise, and she ended up being in the middle of the exercise, and I got her in the fabric and turned her head down.
Oh.
Wow, that brought something very strong in her, like a huge fear. And then I realized afterwards that actually it's someone that hadn't put her head underwater since many sessions.
Wow.
And I didn't catch that.
Mm.
Massive mistake. But or not, because it was so beautiful what happened after. And this is where I was really struggling with trusting what happened deeply, and at the same time
support the
integration and don't feel super bad about being a really bad teacher, or caregiver. So all of this was mixed, but in the end what happened is that we hugged so much, and then we hugged, then she had to rest, but then we, at another moment, I got back to her and I hugged her and I said, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I really spent the time to be there in this feeling sorry about what happened in that moment. And I think in a way I would love her to talk and not me put words in her, but I feel that it created a strong trust, which made it possible after to go back. Not in the same way. We created another experience, but we went back and back and back again. And I think the limits, the limits that she has with getting underwater has now a new shape or a new possibility. But it started with what we could call the big mistake.
Yeah. But there is something, if I hear it correctly, something about that being, first of all, vulnerable and fragile and honest with her. showing that you take responsibility and that you made a mistake, can
It's
really allow her to feel more connected to you.
yes, it created the trust, I think.
And she
Looking
yeah,
back.
and it's this no, she was in a course with this no, she in a way she put herself to into this experience no, and this happens a lot no, this also it's part, and she was held, there was a group, there was a tension no, there was a control of timing of listening the body fold and unfold, was a safe, it was a safe container that triggers no strong reactions, but still a safe container.
Mm-hmm. And in a way, what was also reassuring is that from the beginning, she said, that was strong, but I'm okay.
Hmm.
You know, so it was fine, but it was strong. And, and the fabric is also, we say to people, it can trigger even therapists that have been working in the water for many years would cross the fabric, and something can emerge. So we have to be gentle. I mean, like, be aware is the word.
Yeah, be aware, be available, oh, be there, and because it happened and it was a situation, but it's something, it's a commonplace that happened usually in the groups and the collective experience, no, and with the crossings, with the movement, no, because there is a curiosity, and then you there is also like sometimes it's hard to see that okay, this is intense, this touch me, and also there's the other way that we have the underwater fabric that when you look from outside you see like I know I'm scared, I can do it, and then we are there for hours. You don't want to leave the fabric anymore, because once you understand the language and the autonomy that you have no in this practice, that is no, there is something that is this.
It's a fabric with holes, no, the underwater one. So when you push up, you can breathe.
Seems scary, but it's amazing.
It's what we call the
echography,
the
ultrasound.
Ultrasound. Because you really look like, you feel like you're looking within
Through the membrane.
Yeah. And the air changes as well. That's really amazing, because you got the warm, and then you have the cold air.
And from outside you say, okay, I go. I will not return because people will cover me. But then it breaks the mind resistance and the preconcepts about this, and it's happened also in the opposite way with the water both with the fabrics. Now that you say, oh, okay, I would just be there, chill, and then suddenly you are touched by something.
Bless you for being so courageous to face deep fears and kind of like different triggers of these women and the people that you work with on a daily basis, like allowing container that is safe, but knowing that you will be exposed to a lot of deep stuff that are living within and are really calling for the attention and the need for awareness, if it's for support or sometimes also to be a little bit pushed away so there is a little bit more space. And the art of giving it enough safety, giving a container that is clear but also not being too tight, kind of like, the as Donald Winnicott said, the good enough mother, the one that can be present all the time but to allow the child to go and to make mistakes and to do their things.
And there's again this liquid container now, this container, there's a beautiful water quality now that is holding in any instance in the, how you are.
Hmm. Um, like to hear from you a little bit, if we expand the idea of beyond birth, what do you feel that our communities and our culture could learn from from the art of holding women through transformation? I guess kind of like also a message that is resonating from your work that hopefully will continue also after you finish to do your part of this service.
Can I say something? I think women caring for other women is already in itself a really incredible container.
Women
Just
caring for other
already,
women. Yes.
and but I would expand it to just people, no, just I,
Human beings caring to each
human
other.
carrying each other
Part
is,
of it, yeah. Ages, all genders,
we say
all
caring and
context.
carrying. Um,
I
yeah,
add something. This
yeah.
is something interesting also, no? That is, we really try to bring to create collective practice and to bring this into different environments and context. Just go beyond the one session. This is something, no, since the beginning of Water Doula, that's very important for us. No, and we see how it creates this the effect, no, the ripple effect, how it expands and inspires us. And
What do you feel our community and our culture could learn from it? Um,
This is kind of like a question that sometimes also, it feels that we are putting so much of our heart into this art of being there for others, but something that you feel that perhaps like the membrane of the fabric can expand, and hopefully people can really have that, staying within the interaction of our culture after your work.
the good thing with this work is actually it can touch many people from very different backgrounds and very different cultures. So it's kind of like a common language, no, that this fabric can bring.
this is the dress.
Yeah, and in a way by itself, it's very, in a way, open. And I would say that creating spaces, like Marjorie say, where you are allowed to feel, without being seen by, just in that space, within that space. That's why sometimes we're like, please don't put phones. Like let just this be what it is and
Hmm.
what is happening here. It's hard not to take photos because it always looks so amazing, but it's like, we try not to, because it's so precious, no, to be held by people that sometimes you don't even know. Like in the collective classes, the pregnant women, they haven't met each other, maybe they see each other one time in their life, but there is this moment. And one word we haven't used much here in this talk, but we use a lot, is the word ritual. And for us, it's like these spaces are like rituals, and we need to remake space for rituals in the everyday life, in the community life. Like we need this to be alive again, but in an embodied way, not in a yalala way, like in a real way.
And be in the water is such a privilege, no?
It's
So
such
we
a
treat
privilege.
this as a ritual, as a sacred experience.
Totally.
I'll say that is now for the mothers, for the parents, as we talked before, to be able to receive this kind of care, this kind of experience during the pregnancy shapes the way that you're gonna give to your child. You're gonna be more available. Is this now? When you are an adult and you are held in the water and someone is rocking you and you are relaxing, you are feeling safe, then naturally there is a willing to repeat this to the child, to hold and be, because these first years of the maternity, of the parenthood, is so physical. The human being need the physical contact and stimulation. So this experience create new imprints about, this is comfortable, this is good, this is safe. So this is one thing that we really trust. We work with the pregnancy, we work with the families, and because we trust that this is an important imprint that everybody should receive and be aware and be available to give. No, and then we expand the public, because it's this. No, we are also people that may receive a lot and is missing where I can receive this again. So these fabrics also offer this. Oh, this big womb, this big lab, and come on, have a visit.
Create the next
And
generation.
And then this like, and it also heals and treat people that didn't have the opportunity to do it. No, and I think this is one thing. That's also why, again, no, we beyond the sessions, we try to bring events, laboratory experience, collective practice. We go to the sea, we go to the beach, we go to the thermals, we go to any kind of waters that we see possible and available.
Yeah, and these days we also try to see how can we bring the practice outside of the pools. Also because many doulas come to us and they might not have access to pools or they might not be aquatics. So
Right.
it's also what we try to do is see how can we bring that same feeling but outside of the pool. And this will go through creating experiences where water is there, no?
Through qualities as water
And
quality.
bringing the qualities. And in the same way is working with the fabric on land, is how do
Mm.
we bring the qualities of the water with working with the fabric on land, and that changes a lot. So the water qualities can be carried
Yeah, in that way, the
in
fabric is
the
actually also the connecting tissue between the work on the water and the work on the land as well, right?
yeah.
And I love it
Right.
how you're bringing these memories of, seems it kind of like since the Victorian education 100 years ago, a lot of the separation started to become part of the education for families and growing children. But how you ladies are bringing more the ancestral memories of feeling connected, feeling in touch, reawakening this stellar memory that we have from back older times of how touch is really the first kind of nourishment that the baby needs, even some say before the food, and the warmth, the connection, the touch. And through awakening that, how that can also slowly spread into most of the cultures, and people can really remember how they can really feed their babies and their children, and how touch can return to be something that is more consented. And this quality of intimacy doesn't need to be just related to sexuality, but really part of the interaction of the relationships in our cultures. And I love how you bring also the rituals. I mean, of course, just still with this fresh memory of the water rituals in Bali, an island where on daily basis there is rituals that are happening all over the society, and the water are very present, and the daily gifting and giving thanks and giving awareness to all these powerful things that we're having in our life. It seems to be it seems to be already kind of like forgotten in our Western world. But then when you live through that, there is so much that is at least got awakened within myself. And I love how this is a big part of the message that you're spreading within in the world. I would like to invite you to share a few words about the teachings and the education that you're carrying. I know that even this summer you're having so many different offerings that you're giving. Um, if you can summarize a little bit for people to understand the difference between the in-person and the live and the online, and
Yeah, let me see if there is something. So from now we have some new workshops happening now. That's a short experience, open to all, and we have a season of trainings. We have already few trainings. They're long, they're big, and now happen once a year, mainly.
The immersive training is once a year.
and
That
that's
is
going throughout the whole year. How is it made?
The immersive training is usually in August, is the one we just did.
Mm-hmm.
But we will have
the fabric or no, that is this. We have many propositions. We have some propositions to pregnancy work. Also, we have the collective classes, collective practice for pregnancy. We have the aquatic body work for pregnancy, kind of specialization course, and we have the water rebozo for aquatics.
Mm-hmm.
That have this land and water rebozo as well, and we have doula care and water rituals. So there we have this 5 big propositions. There are training course, immersions, and because there are many, they have once a year each of them. And in between, we are now starting with these short workshops that I mentioned.
Yeah, and the short workshops is just for people that are just interested to come and get a taste from it, to be able to feel, and also people that maybe don't work in the water or don't aim to work in the water can come as more of an experience for themselves, and also can link into the land work.
And see which proposition you are, no? Because our public is it's based on body work, somatic body work, aquatic therapists, but also doulas and midwives.
And these days, we did something that was really at heart, that for a while that we wanted to bring out, and we will focus on it a bit this year, is a couple work. Is how to welcome duos and couples in the
and
water.
Pairs, yes.
Pairs. We will do this once in France and once in Belgium this year. So yeah, this the main.
Amazing. What are the dates?
It's we updated the website, so it should be on there in the agenda page.
November and March.
And we have amazing collaborations for 2027. We're going to Argentina, we're going to Sicily, we're going to Iceland.
Wow.
So that's also. Did I forget something?
We keep here, no, we are meeting again in Portugal as every year, and also in France.
And always in France. France and Portugal will always be the place you can find us. And then when we have good partnerships, then we go and travel.
Yeah, we're definitely waiting for you ladies here in Thailand. The return of Marjorie to her spiritual journey around the world.
It's also because we have this. No, our public it's large. No, we have people from different fields. So, and also we are interested on the different aspects of this work, and we have very different propositions. No, so there is this into aquatics that is more related to the fabric 1-1 and the water, to pregnancy, body work in the water. But there is another aspect, and also give answer to the public that now come to us, that are midwives, that are doula, that are therapists, psychotherapists, physiotherapists, osteopathists, that want to do different, that want water qualities and their work. And that's why we have the land and water, and we have the doula care and water medicine. It's something that is growing now. It's something that we care a lot, and we see as also as a devotional work, where we meet different waters and create with this. And we have this the Sinasans, the pregnancy in water, the collective class is also something very beautiful. That I mentioned, that is it gives access to water experience in a different way. Through collective practice to pregnant women and couples.
And
that collective practice is for the general public, right? It's not just for specialists or practitioners.
It's for people that are already engaged with the pregnancy.
Okay.
Pregnancy into any. So we have, for sure, we have midwives, we have doula, but also we have yoga teachers, we have psychotherapists, we have somatic dancers.
And something that we are working on that will emerge, hopefully in the next month, is that because also of the artistic background of Marge, and also because of the people that we work with and we care for, and also because of the importance of creation around the water element, we would love to create a residency program that would be more like for research. So hopefully this is something that can give birth
Yes.
Don't know when, don't know where, don't know
We don't know
how.
yet, but we are
But
working for it.
we're working for this. We are also working on some books. We found a really amazing fabric that is an ethical fabric to bring in the water because we feel that it's also necessary to have a good fabric that can last, but
Yes.
also that is well made, well sourced. So these are the things, no?
And we have the online Water Doulas online course now in English, in
and
French, and in
French,
Spanish.
in Spanish, yeah.
Spanish
So that's
also. Wow.
the
Mm.
yeah, this online program for Water Rebozo is a good base. I think it's better if for people that are already aquatics.
Can be more complementary than introductory, but also can serve as an introduction. Yes, for which one that have
Already
base.
have a base because
Yeah.
otherwise there's a lot of information
Yeah,
that
that's
would be
really amazing. I feel as a professional, I feel that there is a big lack of information for for body workers and for aquatic body workers about how to specialize or kind of like the contraindications and the things that are important to be aware of. And I'm really
yeah.
grateful to have you ladies as part of the year program that I offer in the integrative water therapist program. But I feel that it's a proper necessity for generally around the world for body workers and aquatic body workers to have that extra information that you ladies are carrying, and of course to keep on being the connective tissue between the doulas that are working all over the world to the fact that to work in the water can be so immersive, so beneficial, and so nourishing for the relationship of the women to themselves, to the family, to the doula, to the process. So it's amazing the offering that you're having and the way that you can touch so many professionals, and so also also just the people that are living through these experiences around the world.
Yeah, we love no, and it's and it merges a lot of creation as well and the necessity. So this course, no, we are every time increasing and change, find ways to put things together. That's also why we have this many propositions. No, we see that it's difficult to mix too much. No, when what is a more collective, and what is a more individual work, and what is something more about specialization, like the pregnancy. Uh,
Postpartum and so much, right?
and the babies that are now we have a collaboration here with Collie as well. It's becoming also another year program.
It's a big tree, right? It's a big tree to hold. And
Yes,
yeah, and wishing for you ladies also to have the right support, to right and support for yourself as, of course, educators and multifaceted women, but also mothers that need the time with their children, and women that's very connected, and by that also need the time to recharge and restore.
It's
Um,
good we have each other, I have to say. It's already a good thing.
yeah, and the big family that is around now because we it starts with this dream to become a community and
A collective or
yes, a collective
a
and
family.
and it is no, it's happening. It's slowly happening. But we see, we feel connected and
Yeah, that sometimes people ask how do I become a water doula? And actually we realize that the very few so-called water doulas are women that we just spend a lot of time with.
not only women.
Not only women, actually, it's true.
mm,
That's
mm.
people that have been close, and by spending time together.
Yeah, and I line with the big with the spirit of water doulas, no, with this qualities, this no, this posture, this mission.
Yeah. Wow. So we're slowly We're slowly coming to a conclusion for this inspiring meeting. I really feel that yeah, there is still so much more to explore, and I really wish for the one that also willing to become part of this big web of support and containing around the world to connect directly with the Lolo and Marjorie through the Water Doulas website and direct connections. It really seems that, as a community, that we really need to grow, as you said, to spend more time, to have more people connected, and by that to really support all the wow
And
this
this is also something, no, because what we propose, it's something we can learn. No, there is a research part, there is a learning and knowledge, and understand on this, but there is a lot of practice, a lot of be in the field, be in the present. So be in the situation, expose yourself to the situation. So our way of teaching and understanding this school, this collective, it's based on a lot on this this interconnection, no, in between. So, and it's beautiful because we see people that do one proposition and then they come to the other and then they come to the other, and we are both very available. No, we love to be together in this way. There is a lot of mentoring on this. No, so people are always welcome, and we try to create, both me and Lolo. No, we try to create in our place also to balance with the family life and the other calls. No, like this is, people are always welcome to spend time together, to do sessions together. No, there is we understand this because we also learn a lot through this. No, we start to educate ourselves. No, through, for sure, for with the knowledge, but also with the generosity of beautiful people that share amazing rituals with us, that share that amazing sessions and offer us a lot of experiences. Mm-hmm. So our school, our way of teaching, our scholar path is also like it's inspired in this transmission. It's based on transmission as well. We like to have this individual seeing toward the needs, toward the context which people are working or dreaming or implement in their life. So we have for sure that there's people that work with pregnancy, but also sometimes it happens, like you mentioned, like Annie and all that, and people that runs other type of experience. And this is something that we appreciate, and I appreciate all the efforts also for people to come and meet us. It was it was few years now. I think since 2020 that was a bit hard to travel, and we did a lot. That's why the course happened once a year. Now our youngest are a bit older, but we were courageous. We travel a lot with the babies on the arms and the boobs.
Yeah.
wow, wow, that's amazing.
It's
Yeah, I really hope for the people that having this grace within themselves to support and care of others, to be immersed in the container that you ladies are with your devotion and dedication and your love for what you do, and to be immersed in this container of, by the presence of people that already, like both of you, that carry so much experience, and the feel that it creates together with that, and to be soaked in this wisdom and this practice, and to eventually also become an extension of this beautiful grace and experience that you create through the years. So one container can become more containers.
And then there is something else coming from this year as well. There's this materials toward for in pregnancy and families. Is this how you can be with your partner that you mentioned now? That this how you can be in your partner in the bathtub, how you can be supporting each other through this journey,
Mm,
pregnancy journey, by the sea, by the water, by the bathtub, by the even during the birth, if you have access to water. So we are extracting also some good things to be released very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
It's always very
In
soon.
the water time.
In the water time.
In the water time.
We
but
live
in
different
pregnancy.
countries. We work a lot.
We speak different language.
Yeah, so we do our best, no? And then we also have the Water Doulas its own rhythm, that's for sure. So
Yeah.
grateful for the patience.
Yeah, and thank you for.
Like any pregnancy, there is estimated due date, and then
Yeah.
something can happen
There
in
is
the way.
external gestation, no? You have 9 months in, but there is this 18, 3 years after that is still a postpartum, no? Yes, thank you, dear. Thank you for the call, for this smart questions, very inspiring, and all your support, no?
Yeah, since many years, we really appreciate it. Really. Thank you.
Yeah, from the depth of my heart. Honored to be part of the community together. Yeah.